than a Chamaco Lopez. Now we step up into the ring where Joe Martinez has the particulars.
All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go with our co-featured bout of the evening. 10 rounds scheduled. This for the NABA Featherweight Championship and WBA World Title Eliminator. Your three judges scoring at ringside: Adelaide Bird, Patricia Morris-Jarman, and Glenn Trowbridge. When the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Tony Wiggs. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with blue and red, he weighed in officially 126 pounds. In 27 professional bouts, his record outstanding with 24 victories, including 17 knockouts, 1 defeat, and 2 draws. Hailing from Caguas, Puerto Rico, presentando el Boricua, Jesus Rojas. And next, his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks trimmed with the flag of Mexico and the USA. He weighed in officially 126 pounds. His record perfect with 22 victories, no defeats, 1 draw, 15 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the fighting pride of La Puente, California. He is the defending NABA Featherweight Champion. Here is El Chamaco Abraham Lopez.
Ok, caballeros, ustedes recibieron sus instrucciones. Mira, aquí está bien, aquí no. Denle cintura para arriba y aquí una plelepia. Escúcheme, cuida. ¿Listos? Vámonos.
You know, this is an interesting fight. I'm looking forward to this. I mean, 2 solid guys, but their styles, action styles, they get involved in headbutts. They've been known for it, these guys. They've been billy goats a little bit, so I'm not going to be shocked if those skulls collide together a little bit on the inside. I'm looking for Bernard Lopez maybe to have a little edge, because for me, he's more dimensional on the outside. He has more options, but I think it's going to be a really tough and good fight. Rojas is the guy that brings the heat.
I don't see a lot of rounds in this fight. I believe that the fight was going to end early. I don't think it's going to be a fight that's going to go way into the rounds.
Hands-free.
9, 8,
let him
seven.
go, hands-free.
I just don't think.
Well, that's our first disagreement. I think it's going rounds. So that's okay. We're doing good. We're
getting back on track.
No, we're starting off beautifully.
We're back on track. Both guys have both aggressive styles.
Hands-free.
You know, it's going to be some cut somewhere. And I just don't see it being a fight that's going to last 10 rounds.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised, as I said already, with the heads, if there is a cut that comes into play.
They just clashed just now.
Yeah, I expect their heads to come together, as I said. Both these guys have been involved in numerous fights where head clashes have become a dynamic.
See that right hand?
I did see that
right hand.
Quick short right hand by Rojas. You will remember that against Jorge Travieso Arce. This same young man, Jesus Rojas, had 3 fouls in the first round, and the fight ended up being a no contest because of it. But it actually in this same ring, so he's got bad memories of what happened here in this ring. He's moving up from 122 pounds to 126 pounds, where Chamaco Lopez is quite comfortable. Nice uppercut by Abraham Lopez. Overhand right by Rojas. Oh!
I tell you, if these 2 guys were pitchers, I'm going to use that analogy, pitchers. Remember Greg Maddux, the great, change of speed pitcher? He hit the corners, not a lot of speed, Greg Maddux, but he would, he would control the game by just keeping guys off balance. That would be Lopez. And Mr. Rojas, that's Randy Johnson. He throws a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. He's coming right down the middle. Nothing fancy, no curveballs, no change-ups, no hitting the corners. He's coming right in your grill, and he's introducing himself. And that's what Rojas is doing right now.
So you're saying a man who just challenges you. This is what I've got. If you can take it, great. If
exactly.
Not, good night.
I mean, he's going to come, I said it earlier, he brings the heat. He's going to come forward all night long. It's going to be up to Lopez to show what I touched on earlier, that he is more dimensional. He can control the outside. He can do that. He can pot shot a little on the outside, use his legs, and keep Rojas off balance.
And Rojas is not a fancy guy. He's going to come. I mean, he's going to come straight to you. You're going to come trying to find openings.
The understatement of the night by Bernard Hopkins. Not a fancy guy. Jesus Rojas here on Golden Boy Boxing on ESPN.
Here's a good place. What do you think of this one? Find a house close to Nana and Poppy.
I bet that one's Mom. It's the brightest.
We will find a way home.
Over here's my boy.
Good night.
Night, Dad. Night, Mom.
Boxing's biggest star, the son of a legend. On Saturday, May 6th, the world will be watching to see who becomes Mexico's undisputed boxing king. Canelo versus Chavez Jr., Saturday, May 6th, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, live on pay-per-view.
Thank you for joining us here on Golden Boy Boxing on ESPN alongside Teddy Atlas and Bernard Hopkins. I'm Bernardo Osuna. Abraham Lopez in the Mexican trunks against Puerto Rico's Jesus Rojas in the multicolored trunks. Now, B-Hop, it seems like you like the instructions that were being given to Abraham Lopez by Joel Diaz in that corner.
Yes, he was getting great instructions. He was saying, he was getting told that throw the left hand, touch the earmuffs, the ears, and then rip it up to middle with the left hook with the same left hand. And that's just to get the throwaway. That's just to let the fighter think that you're going for a left hook. You touch him there, and then you rip it up the middle with the turn it to an uppercut. That is a shot that normally the second one your guy don't see.
The first thing, too, though, Teddy, he's got to get away from that right hand of Jesus Rojas.
Now, the first thing, yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea there, Bernardo. But really, I'll simplify it. Geography. That's it. Go talk to a real estate agent. Talk about location. If Lopez is going to be able to use his abilities tonight, he's got to be on the outside, not where he is right now. If Rojas is going to win the fight, he's got to be in close, in the trenches. It's that simple. It's about geography. Who gets the geography that they need to dictate this fight?
Rojas just got tagged with a big left hook from, Lopez just got tagged by Rojas.
Yeah, but that's what we're talking about with geography. That's what I'm talking about. He's in the wrong place. So you can talk about the corner instruction all you want. All you needed to tell was, don't be inside. And now he's paying the price for being inside.
Too long. Venga. Right? Okay, here we go.
And he's not handling the pressure, right? Because he's letting his guards go down and he's trying to fight off an instinct instead of fighting off a skill.
There's a left hook that started it all. The right hand made Abraham Lopez go down on a knee. And now it's once again that left hook from Jesus Rojas, who cuts down the ring quite effectively.
Listen, you got to be ready when you get in that ring. And anything in life that you do, you got to be ready for what you're opposing, for what you're dealing with. If you're a lawyer, you better go in that courtroom with your briefs in order, knowing exactly what your case is about, exactly what you're arguing. Lopez, it almost looks like he wasn't ready for the fastball of Rojas. And that's what he was facing tonight. It wasn't going to be change-ups. It wasn't going to be cutie. It wasn't going to be slickness. It was going to be a guy coming right down the middle, trying to take it away from you.
And it's a guy moving up from 122 to 126 that drops Abraham Lopez for the first time in his professional career. He gets caught with another right hand, as we already know what's coming, but Lopez seems to be unable to get away from it, B-Hop.
He is. He's not reacting, and he's not getting away with it because he's basically trying to survive right now. And when he throws a punch, he stands and looks and see what his work have done to snuff.
All right, let's listen in on the red corner. Joel Diaz with fight.
I fucking told you that. Listen to me. This guy is a stand in front of him to fucking throw. If you move, you gotta throw. fucking just hold him. Okay? You're making a fucking easy fight difficult fight. Here. Hey, you're dropping the left hand. When he's coming in, put your head on this side. Bring your head on this. Don't give him the chance to throw that. Hey, dude. El pinche morro, güey.
All right, we apologize for the language, but Teddy, break down this left hand that lands.
Well, first of all, he's stepping back with his hands down, so he threw a left hand. I mean, what's so fancy about that? I mean, what's so difficult to understand about that? The guy, bad fundamentals right there. You step away from a guy, you don't step away tall, you bend, you get out low. Or you go out the side door, not the front door. He went out straight back with his hands down. He got caught a left hook. Good solid left hook by Rojas, who's always set on his feet. You know, he's a little cement-footed. He's a little one-dimensional. But if you're going to step out in front of him, then you're playing into that dimension, because that's where he's powerful. That's where he's set to punch. And that's exactly what he did. Left hook right on the kisser, because Mr. Lopez, bad fundamentals, going back with his hands down.
You're fighting any violated, Bernardo, the cardinal rule. Back up with your hands down and then protect yourself at all times.
And here,
punches come.
That's
I think that's what we just said there, kid.
And here in round 3, the bully is now being taken back. And then all of a sudden, he allows Rojas to come at him. So this is where Rojas is extremely comfortable, B-Hop, cutting down the ring and trying to be the aggressor, taking and dictating the pace.
Especially when the jab is not coming touching you and you don't have nothing to worry about. You walk in like he's doing, as Rojas is doing right now, and he throws a shot, 1, not 2, and he throws a stiff left hand again. But he's going to continue to keep walking Lopez down until you're close enough to throw 2 or 3 punches like he's doing now.
Again, I'll say it again, because it is what it is. Sometimes you don't have to look for something, you know, sophisticated or something, you know, special, fancy. It's about location. The location has been wrong from the first round for Lopez. Laying in front of Rojas, a guy who is flat-footed, a guy who does need to have to be set to be able to punch, a guy who's not the fastest guy in the world, but a guy who's tough, a guy who's determined, and a guy who, if you stand on the inside, he's going to eat you up.
And that's why the center ring is important for Lopez, to stand in the center of the ring and do circles, whether it's to the left or to the right.
Which is not what Lopez is doing right now.
And he continued to throw those uppercuts where he's been successful.
And I don't care that Lopez is having a little success. He's showing his fighter's heart. Great. I applaud it. But he's still in the wrong place if he's going to win this fight over 10 rounds.
If he keep a tight defense like he's doing now, keep his elbows in place, keep his hands moving, and stay tough, I think he will have moments where he will see a difference in the recovery of Rosaire.
Listen, you're having moments there, he's still in the wrong place, because where you want to exploit Rojas is where he's weak, and that's on the outside, not the inside. You're behind now. You just had a 2-point round. The only way you're gonna pull yourself really ahead is on the outside, where you're gonna see the weak spots of Rojas, where you can catch him, where you can beat him to the punch, where he walks in one-dimensionally. In the air, still, you're doing okay, but you're in Rojas' place.
TrueCar is great for finding new cars. You're smart, you already knew that. But it's also great for finding the perfect used car. You'll see what a fair price is, and you can connect with a TrueCar certified dealer. Now you're even smarter. This is TrueCar.
Now watch this 3-pointer. 1, chocolate milk has nutrients to refuel. 2, natural protein to rebuild. 3, it's backed by science. I'm Klay Thompson, and I'm built with chocolate milk.
Boxing's biggest star, the son of a legend. On Saturday, May 6th, the world will be watching to see who becomes Mexico's undisputed boxing king. Canelo versus Chavez Jr., Saturday, May 6th, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, live on pay-per-view.
Through 3 rounds of this fight, 105 of the 113 punches that have landed have been power punches. So no jabs, and that goes to what Teddy's been talking about. The geography of this fight is very close in. You can fight this in a phone booth. The fans are enjoying it, Teddy.
Yeah,
but
listen, and look, to Bernard's point, I'm going to give Lopez credit for behaving like a fighter. He got dropped around before, and his stubbornness as a fighter, his pride as a fighter, took over from really the cerebral part of what's best for him. He said, you know, I'm going to go inside, and I'm going to fight fire with fire, and I'm going to show Rojas that I'm here. I just think at the end of the day, he can do that in spots, but at the end of the day, if you continue doing it, you're really playing into the hands of the guy who sets up on the inside for his career. The guy who, that is what he wants to do, be on the inside in the trenches. And again, Lopez doing some good work here, but he could do better work on the outside and not give Rojas a chance to respond.
I don't think his legs are strong enough. Lopez's legs are strong enough to be able to withstand the pressure that he's receiving. So I think he made a decision in his mind from the last round or two that he can fight better and he can get more done if he keeps a good, tight defense and let uppercuts come here.
He just got tagged again.
He's just in the wrong place. Listen, Bernard, we can say it any way you want. I'm going to stick to what I'm saying. He's in the wrong geography, and he's going to lose the fight staying there.
6, 7, 8. Come in. All right, good. Okay, here we go.
He's getting busted up on the inside. And again, look, we could say it. We could applaud and say, hey, you're a tough guy. But it's about being a smart guy, too. And now he's being forced to box. And that's a different story. Because now he's not doing it on his own accord. He's doing it because Mr. Rojas is forcing him to do it.
So down in rounds 2 and 4. Never been down until tonight, B-Hop. He's got to dig in deep.
He definitely got to dig in deep, and he got to fight smart. I mean, he's not winning the fight, but he also can now, show what kind of heart and what kind of determination he has. And you know what? It ain't over till it's over. This is round 4. We got, it's 10 rounds. So, it's a 10-round fight. So I want to see now how do he make those adjustments to show that he's ready for the next round.
Another big right by Jesus Rojas.
Well, let me suggest one simple adjustment. Get the hell out of the inside. Let me start with that one adjustment. Get the heck out of there.
One thing he has shown me is heart and courage because he's still trying to punch and not survive. He's still trying to punch.
Hey, nobody's denying the heart and courage. We're talking about what's smart and what gives you the best chance to win. He is not doing the things that give him the best chance to win.
Let's listen in to Joel Diaz's instructions here in the red corner for Abraham Lopez.
You drop. You cannot drop your hands. You have to put your hands closer to your head when you're inside. That's the reason why you're getting caught. Okay? Abraham, don't lean back at any time. Always leaning forward. Stay low. Counter him. Okay? This kid gets hard when you lean back. Give him this fucking fight. Vamos. Dale, hey, hands right here. Not right here. Hands right here. Nice side defense. Work. Let's go. Mouthpiece,
Poignant moments there in the red corner, and Teddy, he's got to do something. He's got to change something.
Yeah, listen. Joe Diaz was a fighter. His whole family was a fighter. One of his brothers was a world champion. They come from a fighting family. So they're fighters. And in some ways, that's not exactly what... And he's a good trainer. But that's not exactly... He's done a great job in Lopez's career. But that might not be the mentality Lopez needs right now in this fight. Right now, it's not about being just a fighter and connecting that to being on the inside and being a warrior. It's about being a boxer. Behaving like a fighter, which he's doing. He's gotten himself up when he's been dropped. Having the attitude of a fighter, but also having the intellect to understand what fight makes sense, what kind of fight makes sense. And he spent a lot of time telling him, keep your hands up. All right, good advice. But I would also say, hey, keep your hands up, but do it on the outside, not on the inside. Because the inside is just for tonight. It's the wrong place for you to be.
When you sign up to be a professional fighter, this is in the cards. Whether it happens or not, this is going to be a situation when you stay around long enough, and you're building your name and you're building credibility to yourself, you're going to run into nights like that, and opponents where, you know, or fighters that's matched clearly the same talent that you have, and you have to overcome a lot of things.
Let's take a look at the total punches landed so far. And although Rojas has landed a lot less punches, they've been way more effective, dropping Lopez twice in round 2 and 4. So it's an uphill battle for Abraham Lopez, not only on the scorecards, but in the geography in the ring, in terms of what he can do to make the necessary adjustments.
Look, guys, it's you know, to quote a friend of mine, I won't use his name right now, but a very dear friend of mine, sometimes it's not complicated, it's simple. And right now, it's simple. Lopez stays on the outside, he's got a chance. When he's on the inside, he doesn't. It's that simple. And when he gets inside here, it might not be a bad idea to twist off those ropes or tie up.
One thing I see that he's not a big puncher. Lopez is not a big puncher because he had his moments where he had great shots and not really great shots, but good shots. Right hand here, left hand there, and Teddy. It didn't even move. It didn't even make a blink from his opponent.
You know, boxing, you know that this as well as anybody, Bernard. Being a great fighter, great history that you've had. You know, you're supposed to be tough. That's a prerequisite. When you get in the ring, it's not about showing how tough you are. It's about showing how smart you are, how you can adjust to what you need to give yourself an advantage to win the fight. That is what Lopez needs to do now.
Canelo, be bold! Hey, Canelo. No bueno. Be bold. Good there. Hey.
Be bold.
Tecate Light. Born bold.
Oh, it's a good day for singing a song. It's a good day. Yes, it's a good day. How did anything go wrong? A good day from morning till night.
When it comes to buying a house, Trulia knows the house is only half of it. And with 34 map overlays like traffic, crime, natural hazards, and more, you can find the right house and the right neighborhood for you.
Morning till night.
Trulia, the house is only half of it.
You might remember Jason Quigley from my first ever Golden Boy Boxing on ESPN. He improved to 13-0 with 10 knockouts, and his hand is on its way to healing. We look forward to seeing him in the near future. This is round 6 of Abraham Lopez's uphill battle against Jesus Rojas, who has dropped Lopez twice early in the fight, and something's got to give. Rojas told us in the fighter meetings, I'm going to come out here and fight with urgency because I'm now 30 years old, and I should have been at this point in my career in a title eliminator earlier on, but I faced a lot of adversity in the ring. I'm not going to let it go. Do you see that, B-Hop?
Yeah, I see it. I see it in determination. I see it in his punches of being much harder every round. And, you know, he just right now just chopping the tree down. He's just chopping the tree down round by round. And eventually, I mean, look, this is 6th round. This is it'll be a long, hard round. Yeah, it was a good uppercut he took, but there's no power there. Lopez is not getting respect from his opponent because why? There's no power. Now he has to move and actually run because he knows what's coming after that.
You know what? I'm going to disagree respectfully. I'm going to disagree very respectfully with this great champion here. This is the round where maybe it changes. What I see with Lopez here, he's doing what he's got to do. He's mixing in defense with a little offense at the right time. He's moving. Can't stay there, though. He better get the heck out of there. That's for sure. If he stays there too long, he's going to take all the words I just gave him a praise, and he's going to flush them right down the toilet.
It looked like it would be the right hand that gets him started.
Yeah, I mean, this is where he gets himself in trouble. When he stays on those ropes, he stays inside where the cement-footed Rojas, but the stronger Rojas, could be set to throw those shots and really own the inside, own the trenches. But when he's doing this, when he's moving a little bit and he's pot-shotting a little bit, keeping him off balance, early in the round, I thought Lopez came out with the right idea. When he got inside, he did that. He tied up a little bit, waited for the referee to come in. That's good. That's what you should be doing.
Smart boxing.
Exactly. That's where a trainer a terrific fighter like Diaz, where he tells them the things that a fighter tells a fighter, where get your hands up on the inside. So when you say that, what are you implying? You're implying fight on the inside. But sometimes a trainer who's been a fighter like that doesn't think of saying tie him up on the inside. See, that's where you have to have a little bit the yin and the yang.
He's thinking about fight.
Sometimes you gotta be.
You gotta survive. You gotta fight. You gotta strategize.
You gotta have a guy that maybe not quite as tough a fighter as Diaz was. He says, hey, don't be inside. Hey, tie him up on the inside.
Al final del tiempo, las cosas más preciadas que dejamos pasar encuentran nuestro rumbo nuevamente. Y esto que termina solo espera comenzar.
Avión más hotel al mejor precio, solo en Interjet Vacations. Lo mejor del cielo y la tierra.
All right, tonight's main event here in Las Vegas features former world champion and Olympic gold medalist Yuriorkis Gamboa. His second fight after a long layoff, looking to get back in world title contention. He'll be taking on Robinson Castellanos, who'll be the naturally smaller man. They both face Rene Alvarado. Castellanos lost by knockout, and Yuriorkis Gamboa beat him in his last fight out. So, this is Golden Boy Boxing on ESPN, round 7 in the 10-round fight, and Abraham Lopez still down on the cards, we would imagine, after being down twice. And Jesus Rojas of Puerto Rico, who has 5 knockouts in his last 10 professional fights, 8 of those victories, just cutting down the ring and making Lopez work. I
think Jesus should just work down the body. Work the body. You know, you work that body, he won't be able to move as fluent as he's moving now. And I think that's part of why he can move, Lopez, because his body haven't really been attacked. I see no rib marks, Teddy, around those rib cages.
That's a good point. I mean, when you got a guy who's using his legs, you have to recognize what you have in front of you. Right now, Rojas and his corner need to recognize one thing. You got a guy who's trying to survive. Barely survives in front of you, and he's using his legs to do that. So what do you got to do? Take some air out of those tires. You know, flatten those wheels a little bit. And to your point, no better way to puncture those tires than to go downstairs and bang that body.
Rojas started his professional career training with Miguel Ángel Cotto and his brother, Jose Miguel Cotto. So they come from a good school. The same trainer who took Juanma Lopez to a world title used to train Alex Nene Sanchez. And he understands what's at stake tonight. And he believes that his idols, his favorite fighters, are Wilfredo Gomez and Mike Tyson. And there's no doubt in seeing the influence in his style, B-Hop.
Yeah. I mean, he comes forward all the time. And he's willing to take 1 or 2 punches to get his off. And you know what? You must respect a guy like that. And I do. And he's continued, even though he's winning his fight basically easily, he's still pressuring to knock his opponent out. Lopez.
And right now, for Lopez, if he's going to have any chance to come back, and he's going to have to really make a heck of a comeback, he's right behind my scorecard. You mentioned the scorecards earlier, Bernardo. I'm going to give you my score, 59-53. I have Rojas ahead going into this 7th round. So if he's going to do it, he's going to do it with a balance. And here's the balance. A balance of legs and a balance of punching. A balance of surviving, legs that represent surviving, and a balance of offense, smart offense, on the outside, punching at the right time so he could get back into this fight.
Offense makes a good defense, that I was told in the gym by Nazir Richardson. So yeah, Teddy, that's a good combination to have.
I like that, Teddy, but the math doesn't add up. He's got 4 rounds to make up 5 points.
Well, he never said he went to Harvard. I mean, you know, but
Let's listen in once again to the red corner. This is the Hennessy corner cam. Hennessy, never stop, never settle.
You good? Okay, then what you what you just did? Abraham, the rounds are going. You don't want to pick it up a little bit, okay? Let's pick it up. Let's go. Give him water. Come in. ¿Entiendes? Combinaciones de move, combinaciones. Vamos, let's go.
All right, those were the instructions from Joel Diaz. He said, B-Hop, I'm not saying you're losing, but
what fight is he watching?
Yeah.
That's been the problem maybe in this fight. What fight is he watching? He's losing ever since the bell rung.
Gotta tell you, fighting the truth. Because otherwise the truth will find you.
You have to be honest, I agree.
The truth tonight is the left and right fist of Jesus Rojas, which is finding Abraham Lopez all too often. And not only is he finding it, Teddy, but he's doing damage most times when he lands.
Yeah, the only thing, look, there's very few things you can knock about the performance of Rojas, but it's connected to the in-performance, the unperformance, if that's a word. As Bernard said, I didn't go to Harvard, so I'm allowed to make up my own words, I think, and I can get away with it. It's connected to what Lopez isn't doing. Rojas doing a great job, but Lopez not doing his job. So that is reflective of the success of Rojas. It's not all about Rojas being the greatest thing in the world. It's also about Lopez doing this.
He just got hit with a right hand.
That's right, and it started with an overhand right to the back of the head.
And he came out with that type of motivation. He just charged at him and threw punches. 8, 9. Come to me, come to me. You all right?
I wonder if his trainer thinks he's losing now.
Well, this is the third time that Abraham Lopez has been down, and of all of the times he went down, this one the one he seemed to be the most hurt, B-Hop.
He just got hit with a right hand, and he's going to get hit another time with the right hand, and that'll be the one that hits to that.
You know what I like about what Rojas is going to probably finish it here. And the only thing he's not doing is going to the body.
Look at his legs.
You know, the only thing he's not doing is, and now he's going downstairs. If he goes downstairs, plays the body, then well, either way,
good stoppage. Yeah. Good stoppage.
Great stoppage there by Tony Weeks. One of the best in the business. We saw the legs of Abraham Lopez starting to get weak, and we see the emotion of Jesus Rojas, what he's been through as a professional, what it took to get to this point. He saw the great opportunity here on ESPN tonight. He sees that opportunity, and he gets himself a world title eliminator victory, Teddy. And Abraham Lopez just did not make the correct adjustments throughout the fight.
No, I mean, listen, take nothing away from Rojas. He came here and did what he had to do. He did what he does. Lopez didn't do what he was supposed to do. Almost like he didn't understand the kind of fighter that he had in front of him. Like, he didn't understand it. He had a guy that was stronger than him, a guy that sets up on the inside really well, a guy whose shortcomings are on the outside, and he didn't exploit or wasn't prepared to exploit any of those shortcomings. One of the things, another high grade I want to give Rojas at the end there, Bernard, I'm sure you appreciate this too. Not just that he stopped the guy, but the way he moves his feet. Here's a guy who had slow feet all night, but when it came down to the moment when it mattered to finish the job against Lopez, he moved his feet back just enough to keep room where he didn't get smothered, he didn't get tied up, where he could keep the offensive flow going.
Lopez in the second round became the prey. He became the prey, and he was on a run, and he had some moments, but see what happened at the end.
All right, let's take a look at how this fight came to an end here in round number 8. This is the first knockdown. B-Hop, take a look.
Right here, overhand right, and then another right behind that, and then another right. The right has been the one that's been pitting Lopez down, and the right that hit.
This is how it ended, Teddy.
Yeah, a little bit of a body shot there, but again, as Bernard said, the right hands and 2 or 3 right hands in a row. Now, look, you don't see a lot of fighters. Damage was done already, let's face it. This guy was really getting beat up. This guy being Lopez was getting beat up all night long, and this was just the end result of that punishment early on. But one of the things Rojas did, we talked about fundamentals. where some of the fundamentals were Lopez stepping back straight with his hands down. It made him pay a price. Good fundamentals there by Rojas. 2 places, moving his feet so he didn't get tied up, so he could keep the punches going, keep the offensive going. And also, you don't see this a lot, he doubled up and tripled up with the right hand because he had good fundamentals. He could reload that right hand. He was throwing it from the shoulder. He wasn't throwing it where he was falling off balance, where he was falling in, where he wasn't in position. He was snapping the shoulder, bringing it right back to chamber, bang, snapping it again. If you throw with good fundamentals, you can double up the shots, and he showed that right there.
And Abraham Lopez agreed. He nodded in agreement when Tony Weeks, one of the best in the business, stepped in to stop the fight. Joe Martinez now is in the center of the ring, and he's got the official time of this knockout in round number 8. So we send it up now to Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 1 minute 47 seconds. Round number 8. Referee Tony Weeks puts a halt to this bout. For your winner by TKO victory and winner of the Eliminator, he is now the new NABA featherweight champion from Caguas, Puerto Rico, El Boricua, Jesus Rojas.
Jesus Rojas then comes away with a victory. Undefeated no longer is Abraham Lopez. When we return, we'll break down